Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. It is your boy Louis back again with another one. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure your post notifications are turned on, make sure you're sharing on your social media platforms. Truly appreciate it. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. You got to be with your loved ones. You got to eat some really good food. And the most important thing is being blessed and just giving thanks. I thank God that I was able to be with my family. I was able to also be with, my girlfriend during the holiday weekend. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed and hope you guys also finish those leftovers and don't have any leftovers left at this point. I feel like 2 days of leftovers should be good enough. But again, it might be so good enough that you might even have a third or fourth day. Who knows? But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, man. Again, thank you guys for always sharing, commenting, liking, and subscribing to the channel, commenting on the videos. Definitely appreciate it. Okay, on to the video. As I always say, without you guys, there is no me. What is quitting? Michael Jordan versus LeBron. Quitting and retiring. What's the difference between the two? Well, we have LeBron fanboys who have gone out of their way to say Michael Jordan quit basketball twice, and Jordan has retired 3 times in his career. Meanwhile, when you say this to a LeBron fan on how many times he's quit, they always have an excuse and they'll say, well, LeBron has played 22 straight years of basketball. How did he quit? Let me tell you what the word quitting means when it comes to LeBron James. See, LeBron fans, what they love to say is, how can LeBron be a quitter when he's won 4 championships, 4 finals MVPs, he's a 4-time regular season MVP, and he's won a championship everywhere he's gone. He's been champion on 3 different teams. Well, let me tell you what the word quit means. In 2011, let me go back further. In 2009, this was before LeBron was a champion. His first MVP season that he won. The Cavaliers were one of the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference and win the NBA championship, or at least compete for one. They won 66 games. It was the best record in the NBA, one more than Kobe and the 65-win Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron was playing out of his mind the first 2 rounds, even though he had to play a lowly Detroit Pistons team that in the year before, they won 59 games and they only won 39 games the following year with a few changes to the roster, including Chauncey Billups getting traded for Allen Iverson. Right? But in the Eastern Conference Finals, LeBron James and the Cavaliers lost in 6 games, and they showed his fourth quarter stats in 3 games of that series in which LeBron was absolutely terrible. And LeBron was so bad in those 3 games in the fourth quarter and overtime, I think in game 4, in which they were potential winnable games, that LeBron, after losing the series, he didn't speak to the media for 2 weeks. He didn't speak to the media for 2 weeks. He got fined for it, and LeBron's response was, that he's a competitor, and he's like, in the moment, you don't shake hands or anything like that. It's like, because I'm a competitor. He's like, but I think he eventually, he texted or congratulated some of the players. I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure some people know about it, but on how he reacted and how he conducted himself after losing to the Magic. But he got fined for not speaking to media reporters for 2 weeks. 2010, he quit against the Boston Celtics in a series that they were the favorites. And once again, they had the best record in the NBA. They won 61 games. And they led the series 2-1 against the Boston Celtics, who only won 50 games that year. They played 500 basketball after starting the season 23-5. Cleveland led the series 2-1. LeBron James did not have a great game 4, turned the ball over so much. And then we have game 5. Now remember that the infamous whole LeBron had to be sedated because there were rumors about his mom having an affair with one of the players on the team. Again, you can speculate, and a lot of you know who I'm talking about and you know where I'm going with this. But the point is, The report was he had to be sedated. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, in Game 5, LeBron had one of the worst performances that a superstar could have in a pivotal Game 5 at home. And mind you, LeBron James had home court advantage in 2009 against the Magic, and he had home court advantage against the Boston Celtics in 2010. And as the number 1 seed, LeBron James, in the last 3 games of that series, after putting up some crazy, ridiculous numbers in the first 3 games of that series against Boston, was terrible in the last 3 games, turned the ball over 9 times in that 27-point triple-double that his fans love to rave about in the closeout game, and he didn't quit, but LeBron got beat. So what did he do? LeBron James quit on the Cavaliers when the Cavalier fans were hoping that he would make a return to see if the Cavaliers could build. And I get it. They're going to say, I know what the fanboys are going to say. Yo, he was there 7 years, and they didn't do anything to bring him any help. That's fine. I am on record as saying that I have no problem with LeBron leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was his given right to leave. The problem is he mishandled it very poorly. And what did he do? And I've said this already a million times. You can't beat a dead horse with a drum. He went out and decided to make an ESPN special with the decision for 1 hour just to announce that he was leaving Cleveland and going to the Miami Heat with the boys and girls, with the children from the Boys and Girls Club. All sponsored. Real nice. So then LeBron decided to act like the villain. And don't you remember, LeBron was actually the Robin on that team because he may have been the best player, but he had to take the backseat to Dwayne Wade because Dwayne Wade was what? It was Wade County. So Wade was the best player on the team that year. I'm not saying he's a better player than LeBron. I'm just saying that Wade was the best player on the Heat team that year because LeBron was playing the number 2. He decided to team up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. And LeBron was real full of himself and decided to play the role of the villain. And what happened? LeBron fanboys were crying about how he should have won the MVP, and he had better stats than Derrick Rose, even though Derrick Rose had less help on that Bulls team with Boozer and Joakim Noah missing a huge part of the season, and they still were able to win 62 games. With not really having a consistent second co-star, Luol Deng was honestly the only other better player, his second best player on the team. And remember, the Bulls had acquired Carlos Boozer, who just finished making 2 All-Star teams with the Utah Jazz. But that's neither here nor there, right? Anyway, LeBron James was bragging and was really full of himself until he ran into the Dallas Mavericks in 2011. They made him quit so bad when Miami blew a 15-point lead in Game 2 and were up 2-1 in the series, and LeBron scores 8 points in Game 4 with no points in the fourth quarter in a game that the Miami Heat lose by 3, and then later in the future, before the start of this season, decides to talk on his podcast with his beloved friend, JJ Rhetoric, or JJ Redneck, as I like to call him. And what does he do? He says, oh, everybody likes to say that we had a super team and this and that, but we formed the Big Three, but we had to sign a lot of minimum guys, and we didn't have enough help to beat the Mavericks in the 2011 finals. How many of those games were close? Now, you blew a 15-point lead in Game 2 that would have put you up 2-0 because you were dominating Dallas pretty easily. And you lost by 2 points because Dwayne Wade missed a game-winning shot on the three-pointer from the left, almost close to the left wing. Because you threw the pass, LeBron, remember? Because you didn't want the ball in that situation. Did you forget that? I still remember the play like yesterday. And then you scored 0 points in the fourth quarter and of Game 4. You scored 8 points in a game you lost by 3. You quit because you were the 5th leading scorer in the series. You were the 3rd leading scorer on your own team, playing like a role player instead of a superstar. But you want to talk about, and your fans love to talk about how the Dallas Mavericks are this great team, that they were the reason. That if you watch that series, Dallas really did not play that well. They played well when it mattered. Yes. But yes, they won 57 games. But mind you, they were the underdogs against the Lakers, and people thought OKC was going to beat them because of how younger and talented the Thunder were. Dallas was having a magical run to the finals, and even then so, I remember when Jeff Van Gundy clearly said at the start of the series that Miami had the stingiest defense in the NBA, the best defense in the NBA, arguably the best defense in basketball. Remember when LeBron and Wade were being touted as defensive Dobermans like Jordan and Pippen. That's all I heard. But LeBron quit. He quit. 17 points per game. You get outscored by a role player. Magic Johnson has to say, I want LeBron to have some fun, and I got to see if he can guard Jason Terry. Really? You don't believe me? Take a listen to what Magic Johnson said prior to Game 6 of that series. Anyway, now, going forward, what happened in 2014? The San Antonio Spurs, the supposed dynasty that LeBron went up against according to his fanboys. Remember, he promised 7 championships. Not 1. Tell him, LeBron, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. And I truly believe that. That's what he said. And then what happened? In 2014, LeBron James holds the NBA record for the biggest finals loss average in NBA Finals history. And what did he do after year 4? He bolted because he had a player option in his 4th year. He bolted over to the Cleveland Cavaliers because of a young Kyrie Irving that was on the team and was a 2-time All-Star already. Kevin Love was a 3-time All-Star. When he joined Wade and Bosh was a 5-time All-Star, and Wade was a 6-time All-Star. So he didn't make any of those players better. See, but all the fanboys want to talk about is, all the role players, they shot 40% from the three-point line and career highs with LeBron James and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Mind you, not paying attention that they ran a real system. And LeBron got to play his LeBron system with an actual system. But they see, that's how you know they don't know basketball. They love LeBron so much that they'll just say any type of hypothetical. Anyway, let's go to Cleveland. LeBron thought that he was going to be the greatest player of all time by pulling off these moves of going on another team and saying, oh yeah, man, if I win a championship for Cleveland, that's going to make me the greatest of all time. So you quit Cleveland once, and it was he made it into a whole redemption story when honestly, if Kyrie Irving was not on the Cavaliers, do you really believe LeBron was going to go to that team? He knew that Wade's knees were starting to mess him up. He knew. And Wade already had knee injuries, but it was like he was really breaking down by 2014 and wasn't the same player. But LeBron James then goes to 4 straight finals. Don't you see how he monopolizes the competition? He made Miami weak after he helped make them strong. Monopolized. Look, Chris Bosh was a number 1 option. Now, was he a great player? No. Was he a superstar? No, but he was an all-star level player. Dwayne Wade, number 1 franchise player. Dwayne Wade is a franchise player. Right? He goes to 4 straight finals with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving combined. He only went to 3 with Kyrie, but that was because by 2017, Kyrie Irving decided to demand a trade after finding out about he was in trade rumors. And mind you, they were trying to pair Kevin Durant with LeBron James. They were trying to pair up Kevin Durant with LeBron James. But what does LeBron do? He loses to the Golden State Warriors 3 out of 4 times, because I'm not going to get into that. I've already talked about it to death. What does LeBron do? LeBron first says, oh, well, I don't really want to, I know it's a process of being a free agent, and it's too much on the body and on the mind, and I don't want to deal with that anymore because it's just so much to deal with and a lot of work. It's a lot of pressure. That's what LeBron said about free agency, and he said he wasn't thinking about moving again. But mind you, in 2017, he was looking at schools in Brentwood, California. That was giving me the hint that LeBron was going to leave. And what did LeBron do after he got swept? After self-inflicting an injury that he said he pretty much played with a broken hand the last 3 games of the series when it was a bone bruise and not a broken hand, but again, throws the ball off the backboard and dunks the basketball in Cleveland in Game 3 of that series. He comes out with his wife's scarf wrapped around his wrist and says, I pretty much played with a broken hand. No, you had a broken spirit. So he quit. He quit in Game 4. He quit. He actually quit after Game 1. It was just, let me get my numbers and blame everybody else. That was it. He called the players he played with incompetent after Game 4. He called them incompetent, saying they didn't have a high basketball IQ. But the fanboys, you would swear that they would say that LeBron James is such a great teammate and he quit on them in the series and he quit on them by leaving to go to Los Angeles. He went to go to Los Angeles because LeBron has had multiple quit jobs in the playoffs. Multiple. What about in 2021 when LeBron missed the playoffs in his first year in LA. Let's look at 2021. Forget about the bubble title. 2021. I remember when the Phoenix Suns were up 3 games to 2. AD had gotten hurt in Game 4. Do y'all remember that? The media was like, oh yeah, LeBron, he's going to come back from down 3 games to 2. And he's going to will his team to win because he's the best player on the team and he's the best player in the NBA. Well, what happened? The Phoenix Suns were beating the holy hell out of the Lakers. And LeBron, he already had the body language of, let me get my numbers and pack it in because this is over. LeBron James started playing hard when he saw that the role players were playing hard and Phoenix had let up on them in that third quarter. And then when they were starting to make the comeback, that's when LeBron all of a sudden got into the game and it looked like, as his fanboys always like to say, oh, LeBron is giving it his all. No. LeBron is very calculating. He's very manipulative. He knows how to manipulate the stat sheet to make you think that he is actually playing hard. No, LeBron was coasting throughout that game because Anthony Davis tried to play in that Game 6 and AD went down with the injury when he made that groin injury even worse, trying to guard Devin Booker. What did LeBron do? He quit because LeBron walked off the court 5 minutes before the game was over in Game 5, and the fans, he was just getting treatment for his ankle. Always an excuse. And then in Game 6, when the Phoenix Suns beat them, and I remember Jay Crowder was taunting LeBron, LeBron walked off the court again. And then let's look at 2022, how LeBron had the most unimpactful 30-point per game season in NBA history, considering that the Lakers had expectations to compete for a title with Russell Westbrook when they acquired him in the trade. And what did they do? They were having such a bad season. Who got the blame? Frank Vogel? Russell Westbrook was crucified by the media. Did LeBron come out and defend Russell Westbrook? No. LeBron quit on Russell Westbrook. He let Russell Westbrook take all of the fire. And I'm not here to talk about Russell Westbrook or his game because you guys have already heard me before what I thought about Russell Westbrook. But my point is, like I said before, LeBron quit on Russell Westbrook and then he just let him be thrown to the wolves by the media. He quit on him. And you know Russ has got a lot of smoke for the Lakers because he called AD a soft ass you-know-what just the other day when Denver came in and beat LA by double digits. So he knows what it's like because he's been in the locker room. But let me guess, Russell Westbrook is a hater and He better respect. He's not a better player than LeBron. It's like all these fanboys just come up with these hypotheticals, but LeBron has quit before. So you want to be like, so then in 2023, LeBron got swept in the Western Conference Finals. Remember, the year before they didn't make the playoffs, right? They trade Russell Westbrook. He gets bought out by Utah and then signed with the Clippers. They get all these players with Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley and D'Angelo Russell. Okay, they go to the Western Conference Finals. They were in every game of the series. And yet, in late game execution, LeBron was supposed to be the leader of the team. fails to execute, and guess what? They lose all 4 games, even though LeBron was scoring, 31 points in the first half? LeBron already quit after being down 3-0. You know what LeBron did? I'm going to get my numbers in the first half, and if Denver shows that they are within striking distance, you know what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do is I am going to make sure that I will try to look like I'm going to try to be the hero to try to see if we could get 1 game so that my fans could say, oh, but the Nuggets, they're too much. They're the best team in the NBA, when these same fanboys were the ones that said that Denver was going to lose badly to the Los Angeles Lakers. And what did LeBron do? LeBron quit again. He only scored 9 points in the second half. He got no smoke for it because LeBron is almost 40 years old, guys. He's been 40 for the last 3 or 4 seasons. Y'all notice that? A soon-to-be 40-year-old. This is the same excuse that they've been doing. And he quit again because you know what he said? Instead of giving the Denver Nuggets their respect for winning that series, you know what LeBron does? He quits in a way by basically making it about him possibly retiring. And I knew it was bogus. Because he had to make sure that the attention was on him. Oh, who cares about the Denver Nuggets? It doesn't matter. Instead of giving them their proper respect, and LeBron didn't walk off the court there. I mean, he had no choice but to give them respect. But my point is, in late game situations, and I said that they have no leadership, right? And then LeBron's like, oh, I might possibly I might retire, got to look at my kids. Then he talks about the same thing at the ESPYs. When he gets his award for Male Athlete of the Year, what does LeBron do? Oh, constantly talks about how he doesn't cheat the game when he knows he cheated the game because he kept repeating it. He kept repeating it, ladies and gentlemen, that he cheated the game. And not only that, but then he also says, oh, when I was possibly talking about quitting and possibly retiring, well, that day's not today. So you basically made this retirement a publicity stunt. And then he loses in 5. Then the Lakers are close again, except for 1 game. But the other games were close in which the Lakers had a chance to win those games. They fail in the clutch. And what happens? Jamal Murray hits 2 game winners on them in that same series. And what does LeBron do? He starts talking about his son, Bronny James, and possibly him getting drafted into the NBA. LeBron has quit. He has quit multiple times. Now let's take a look at Michael Jordan. And I'm going to make this very short. LeBron has been playing a long time and has had multiple quit jobs in the playoffs. This is not nothing new. Michael Jordan, from 1991 to 1993, played in the Olympics and won 3 straight championships. He had no break from 1992 through the season, the playoffs, the Olympics, and then came right back and won a 3-peat because the Bulls were coasting that year with how much Jordan and Pippen had played in the Olympics, and they had to come back to training camp very early. People are like, oh, man, Michael Jordan quit. He quit because he couldn't handle the grind. Why is it that LeBron James has only played 82 games 1 time and Michael Jordan has played it 9? I'm still trying to figure that out. And Jordan did that in 15 seasons? LeBron James has won 82 game season in 21 now going 22 years. Jordan in 93 just finished accomplishing a 3-peat with a gold medal. In 92 Barcelona. So yeah, you want to say Jordan quit? He quit on top. Jordan 3-peated. It wasn't like Jordan just won a championship and said, oh, I'm done with basketball. I'm done competing, man. I don't want to face these guys. These guys are scared. Jordan thrived on competition. And then when Jordan came back after the lockout in baseball, comes back, he fails to win a championship against the Magic in the playoffs of 95. Comes back, they get Dennis Rodman because they needed rebounding. Michael Jordan comes back with Scottie Pippen, Dennis, and Phil Jackson, and guess what? They do another 3-peat with a different cast. And Jordan retired on top in 1998. By that point, he was a 6-time NBA champion and 6-time Finals MVP. Jordan has never been accused of quitting on his teammates. Never. LeBron James has. Eddie House has called him out. Steven Jackson has called him out. It's all on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. So no matter what you say, it doesn't matter. LeBron James has quit multiple times in the NBA Finals and in the playoffs. LeBron manipulates a stat sheet to fool you fanboys. You have to watch the games to really understand what's going on. Michael Jordan retired in 1998 with a three-peat after missing nearly 2 seasons. And the Washington Wizards situation was really for ownership. He had no intention of coming back. Oh yeah, Michael Jordan retired this and Michael Jordan retired that. His legacy was already cemented by 1998. 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs. If Jordan would have played straight, it would have been 19 seasons. Jordan didn't play for the statistics. Could you imagine if Jordan did not leave, it would have played the entire year of 85, 86, if he didn't miss all of 93, 94, and most of 94, 95, you're looking at an extra 5,000 to 6,000 points. Then you have to consider the fact that he missed 3 years after age 35. Those are another possibly 2,000 points. Think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron would possibly still be chasing Michael Jordan if you think about it. But we can't go with the hypotheticals. We can only go with the facts. And the facts are that Jordan has 32,292 points. But the point is that you cannot just come and say that Jordan quit. There were a lot of factors that went into Jordan retiring. The first time was due to his father. And he already was talking with his father prior to that about possibly having a baseball career and trying baseball. They were already in talks about that, but nobody wants to mention that part. And then 98, Jerry Krause had enough of Phil and Scotty and Michael. He says it doesn't matter if this Bulls team was thinking about going 82-0 in this last season. It's your last year. I'm getting rid of you all, because he wanted to prove that he can build the championship team because of the issues of Jordan and Krause, of Krause saying that organizations build championships and Jordan saying the players are the ones that have to go out and prove it. There's always been an issue, and Jerry Krause has been jealous of that. But no, Jordan retired on top. Now in 2003, that wasn't the case with the Washington Wizards. But with LeBron James, he has quit multiple times while still playing. Jordan at least retired on top, coming off a championship. That's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan has never been accused of quitting. There are multiple snippets of cameos and shorts and videos of ex-players and even some analysts that have said LeBron has quit in multiple playoff series. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I know this is a very long video, but I just wanted you to see the difference between retiring and quitting. In this case, how LeBron has kind of manipulated the difference between the two, and why Jordan has never been accused of quitting, even though LeBron fanboys now want to use that hypothetical and said that Jordan has quit against the Detroit Pistons. See, it's gotten so bad with LeBron's quitting that they've tried to cherry pick games of the past where they think Michael Jordan has quit, but they didn't even watch the games. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. Sorry for the long video, but I just had to let you know the difference and break it down. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.